All right. All right, everyone. It's Ella Whitaker, exclusive Black Status presenter with Younique. And I am here today to talk about taxes. So many people ask me a video on some training with taxes. Okay. So if you want to share this with your teams, definitely do that by swiping right. And you can use this for your team groups and so forth. So I want to specifically tell everyone that I am not a tax professional or expert, okay, in any way. I'm not claiming I am, and I don't want everyone to write me back and say, well, you said this, okay? I am not an accountant, I'm not a CPA, and I'm not a representative of Younique, but I will give you some tips and tricks in what you need to kind of prepare for your business if you're new or going forward, and how it can benefit your business in general. Okay, so as Younique, okay, and being a representative and presenter, you are an independent consultant. And what this means is you are responsible for your own taxes. That means that you have to claim your taxes with your accountant or do your own taxes going forward, okay? Younique is the company that's helping distribute and having the products and everything, but you are an independent distributor. You are an independent consultant. Therefore, you are not necessarily hired by Younique as a corporation, but you're an independent presenter. Okay, so everyone needs to understand that no matter what country you're in. Now, United States is the only country that Younique presenters get a T2 slip, indicating how much money you're actually making. If you grossed $500 in commissions, you will be getting a T2 slip every single year, okay, for the previous tax year. Now, I know the US and Canadian taxes. I do not know any other country, okay? So I'm not being, again, an expert in any way for any country, but I will be talking about how I prepared myself for taxes in Canada and the US, okay? So going forward, okay, you will need to contact someone who is an expert, okay? When any presenter comes to me and asks me, okay, how do I prepare for my taxes? I always say, go to an accountant. And the reason why is because I'm not the expert, I'm not corporate, therefore I can't give you the proper advice. As a CPA or an accountant are the experts in the field, and they can tell you exactly how for you to file and what preparation that you need to do. Now, going back to T2 slip for United States, every other country, which are considered international countries, inclusive of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, Germany, France, UK. Are we in any other countries right now? No. Okay? All those countries are considered international. What you need to do at the end of the year is calculate all of your own commissions in your back office or through PayQuicker. You can take a look through your PayQuicker and take a look at how much commission you received that previous year. So we're talking about 2016 right now, right? We're doing your taxes right now for 2015. So you would go backtrack and take a look at your back office, take a look at the commissions, add them all up, okay? And then, or you go through PayQuicker, add them all up, and then you go to your accountant, okay? If you want to do this on your own too, by all means you can. However, an accountant can give you more information of what exactly they need and how they're going to file it for you. So what I always like to do is when I added my commissions up or when I've been in the US and getting my T2 slip, I then go to my accountant and I talk to him about that specific year, okay? And we talk about the amount that we've made, all this stuff, and what I need to hand in. Now, what I recommend is an accountant. What type of accountant should you be looking at? I would specifically look at an accountant that's working with small businesses small companies, or have worked with consultants from many multi-level marketing businesses. Okay, so I looked up accountants that would have some experience in it because they understand our industry. Okay, so again, if you want your teams to hear about this, swipe right, and you can have your teams listening in on this also. So lots of hearts, everyone. Okay, let's talk about the things that you can collect throughout the year. Let's say you're a new presenter, and let's say, okay, you just started this business. Let's look at going forward, or if you're planning to get all your receipts and everything for 2015, this is a perfect opportunity to do this, okay? So what I would definitely do is look at all your business expenses, okay? And business expenses can vary in different countries according to what your accountant says, okay? And like I said, I'm not the expert, but you can go to your accountant and you can talk about these things. So I'm going to be talking about some receipts and breakdowns that I collect over the year, okay? So if I go on a business trip and it has to do with business, okay? If I have a trip that I'm going on, for instance, I'm going to the most powerful women of network marketing, and that trip is in Las Vegas. That is a business trip. That is personal development for myself. I'm meeting with other unique presenters. And that trip, that entire trip, the entire receipts of my flights, my food, anything that I'm spending on, my parking passes, everything along those lines, if I needed a car rental, those are all receipts that I would definitely collect and then claim with my accountant and say, these are the business trips that I've done in the year. And I put it in a spreadsheet and I calculate everything that's in there, and then he does the math himself. Okay. So all those receipts for any business purposes, I collect all those receipts. Okay. I keep every single one. So those are business trips. Postage. If you're shipping things out to your customers, okay, if you're, let's say, gifts or incentives for your team, or thank you cards for your customers, and recognition cards, anything that has to do with postage and your business, I would definitely keep all those receipts, calculate them all up, and give that information to your accountant throughout the entire year. Supplies and business purchases. So if you are using supplies that are specifically for your business, let's talk about some people have been creating their own samples with little containers. Great. That's a business expense. If you're talking about pens, paper, printing things, anything that has to do with supplies for your business that are reasonable, definitely keep those receipts and talk with your accountant to see if you can write those off. Okay, so those are things that are going to be working towards your business in regards to taxes. Okay, so that's supplies. Anything that has to do with supplies. Now, if you have any marketing or advertising, say if you are boosting posts on Facebook, that is advertising. Okay, so those are things that you're spending for your business to boost your business awareness on social media and everything along those lines. That is a marketing tool. I would keep all those receipts, print them off from Facebook. You can easily do that in Facebook ads and managing your ads, and you can print those all off. Business cards, blitz cards, anything that has to do with any type of marketing. So if you are making a decal for the back of your car, that is marketing, or that could be a supply for your business. Okay, so anything that gives you exposure for your business specifically is definitely a business expense. Say if you're in a guide for a high school or something along those lines, that you're paying for that if you were accepted by compliance for those reasons. Definitely keep all those receipts, because that is a marketing tool, an advertisement for your business. So keep all those receipts that you paid into it. Remember, these are ROIs also. That means a return on investment. If you are advertising, that means that you're gaining more exposure that can give you more return on your investment on actually putting out into your business. Remember, you have to give a little bit into your business in order to get some return. Okay, that's always going to be given. To go see it. If it is another conference that has to do with your business, okay? These are things, if I paid for that ticket, I keep that money, okay? So, memberships. Let's say if you were part of the Chamber of Commerce, okay? If you are part of a Chamber of Commerce and it costs money to be a part of this organization, that is a membership also. Okay, these are things that you need to keep in regards to your business. Now, if you are also doing incentives and gifts for your presenters or for your customers, it's definitely well worth keeping all of those receipts, and it varies in every single country. I was told in the United States, if you're doing incentives for a certain person, you can only do up to $500 per person per year. Okay, so that's a maximum. It could be different with different accountants according to what they say, but who knows? So what I would say is if you're doing incentives, whether you're purchasing product or anything along those lines or gifts for your customers, these are some things that you want to keep in mind and keep the receipts for. Okay, so before you do all of these things, definitely talk to your accountant and say, these are things that some suggestions we were told to keep receipts for. Is this something that I should be doing for the following year? And your accountant will very well tell you, yes, you should be keeping these things, and these are things that you can be using to use towards your taxes for the following year. Now, let's talk about car and car maintenance. Okay, so if you're using a specific vehicle for your business, now it will be a certain percentage of time your accountant will ask you, are you using your car, and how many, like what is the percentage of you're using your car? Are you using it for 5% of your business? And using it for your business means you could be dropping off product. You could be going on a business trip. Let's say if you're in Ontario and you're in St. Catharines and you're driving all the way to Ottawa for a meeting. That is a business expense, and that's gas, okay? And if you need to get an oil change for that, keep that receipt for the oil change, okay? If you're in the United States and you're making a long truck, okay? And say you're in New York State and you're going all the way to Virginia, and this is for a meeting. You can keep those receipts, and you can collect the mileage and say, okay, I drove in a calendar, okay? You can keep a calendar, and you can say, I drove from this person's house to drop this off. It was 15 miles or 15 kilometers. I drove all the way to Virginia. It was 500 miles, and these are my receipts. Okay, so mileage, you can do it by mileage and put it in your calendar. Those are all audible things, okay? And write them down and put how many miles or kilometers you've been doing, and keep the receipts of your gas receipts. Some accountants say you can keep gas receipts or you can collect mileage. It's one or the two, or it could be both. You ask your accountant, they will be able to tell you. Car maintenance on your car, like oil changes, if you had to get something fixed on your car that you're using for your business. You can't do multiple cars, okay? Your accountant will not allow that, okay? But if you've got car maintenance like oil changes, if you had to change your tires, if you did your brakes, if it's a vehicle that you're using for your business, these are some of the receipts that I would definitely be keeping, and then talking to your accountant in regards to that. Now, let's say you have a meeting that is local and you're going out to work to talk to prospects, or you're doing team meetings, okay? Or you're meeting with someone that's on your team and you're having dinner with them or having a coffee. Or you could be talking to a prospect and you say you're going to take them out for dinner. or it may be entertainment where you're doing something that could be a team building entertainment, okay? These are receipts that you definitely want to keep. When you go on a business trip, usually that's 100% that you can actually claim. But if you're in a local area and you're doing a business meeting, you can actually claim some of that receipt for your dinner. If you are going for coffee by yourself, that does not mean that that's a tax write-off, okay? And doing your work at a Starbucks. You need to be having interaction with someone and having a lunch date or whatever, but that's something that you can definitely keep a receipt for and actually create a spreadsheet, okay? And then add these all these things up. So like I said, what I've done is I've actually created a spreadsheet. And how I organize all my receipts is I have a accordion folder, okay? And in that accordion folder, I have different criterias and categories. And in these categories, I outline travel, okay? Travel. And I put every single different travel trip, okay? I went to Dallas last weekend. All my receipts, including gas, food expenses, some of the meals, anything along those lines, I put it in an envelope and I said, Dallas trip. If I go to Las Vegas for a business trip, I'm going to put in there Las Vegas business trip and put everything in there, airport, food, everything, okay? And then if I do another business trip with Younique and I do a training somewhere, I'm definitely going to create another envelope and put all those receipts in there. Then I put that in my accordion folder and I put it under trips. The next category I do is marketing and advertising. The next folder I do is postage, any shipments. Next one I do is supplies and business purchases. Next one I do is vendor shows, conferences and memberships, incentives and gifts. Now you can divide them up by customers and presenters, okay? Then I do car maintenance. Then I do mileage and gas receipts. Then I do, now here are some other things that you want to talk to your accountant, okay? Now, if you're single, you will file a certain way. If you have a husband or spouse, you will be filing a different way, okay? And you need to talk to your accountant and make sure that you are talking to them in regards to how you need to file. Again, that will be your expert, okay? Now, as a business and a business owner, you can also write off many other things, okay? You may want to ask with your accountant, can you write off any tuition for your children? If they're in preschool, daycare, or in private school, you can ask them, can I write off any of the tuition? They may say yes or no. You can ask them if you can write off a medical expenses. As a Younique presenter, we don't have medical coverage. Does that mean you can write off premiums if you don't have medical coverage? Definitely ask your accountant if you can do that. That could be another write-off. If you have an office in your home, okay? If you have an office in your home, a secluded area, I have one room in my home that is 5% of my home, okay? I let my accountant know what the square footage is and what is the percentage. He will do the math for me, okay? And I also tell him what my mortgage is, what my principals are, what my HOA fees are, and I talk about all these things with him. Okay, and I give it to him, okay? And my accountant will figure out the numbers according to what my mortgage is and what my percentage is. He is the expert, or she. I keep on talking in the he term. I'm sorry. It could be a male or a female, okay? And talk to your accountant, okay? They are the expert. They will tell you, yes, if you have a secluded room or if you say that your kitchen's there, your office, you have to talk to him about it, okay? He's going to tell you, can you actually claim that or not, okay? And like I said, I'm not the expert, so you need to talk to them about it. Now, if you do have a room that's in your home, usually you can write off and claim some of your utilities. It includes your gas, like your gas for your stove or for heat, okay? Your electricity, okay? So your electricity for your home, your water, okay? And if you have security in your home, talk to your accountant in regards to that, okay? give him the totals throughout the year. He will then calculate what the percentage is that he needs to write off for you, okay? Now, if some people cannot see this all the way, then I'm going to be posting this on my YouTube, so you can also gain it there. You can find me on YouTube with Ella Whitaker, and I will also post that video there for further assistance for you, okay? So if it's in and out, you will see it there. Car insurance, like I said, if you are in your business, okay, and you using a specific vehicle for your business, add up all your car insurance for the year, okay? If you're using it for business purposes, the account will then advise you what you can write off as far as car insurance. Home insurance, if you have a home office, you can also calculate your home insurance for the whole year and then ask him if you can write that off. And you can do a certain percentage. Also, if you have a specific phone that you're using for your business, okay? So say if you purchase a computer or a cell phone for your business, those are business supplies and business purchases. You can keep that receipt. If you buy a tablet for your business, these are things that you should be keeping receipts for. Now, your cell phone bill. They are also going to ask you what is the percentage that you use your cell phone bill. Now, I use one of my cell phones just for my business. Therefore, I calculate absolutely everything, okay? So these are some of the things that I do, okay? Now, what I also do, and I also calculate, is as a Younique presenter, what I do is I calculate all the samples and all the demo product that I purchase throughout the year. And I also tell my accountant of what I actually purchase in my name with my credit card. And I give him the numbers that I use for samples, and I'm talking about unique products, okay? So whatever I'm using for samples or demo, these are some of the things that I definitely calculate and I tell my accountant. He will tell me whether or not you can write it off or not. So cash and carry. If you're selling product to someone, you cannot write that off at all. Okay, so you need to separate what is cash and carry and what you're actually purchasing for your own use of your own business. So cash and carry is not inclusive. You have to be extremely careful. You don't want the government coming after you, okay? And I'm not saying that you need to keep the receipts for cash and carry. Cash and carry is totally different. That is a sale of a product, okay? These are different things. So your accountant will know whether or not you can do that. Okay, and any good accountant will know if you should be doing that. So if you talk to an accountant and you're asking him these questions and he really doesn't know, or you feel in your gut that it's not the correct answers, then look for another accountant. Okay, so many times I've worked with accountants and I just felt like I had to recalculate things and all this stuff. So make sure that you can work with an accountant that you absolutely trust. This is very important. You're putting the hands of your business in someone else, okay? So I would definitely go to someone who's reputable, who actually has references, and all the bookkeeping, like I said, I do it all together in a do-it-tang, and then every couple months I put it in a spreadsheet, and I put all my bookkeeping and do it all myself. I do it all myself because I know what I'm using in there. Now, besides having receipts, you can also use bank statements. If you're using a credit card for all your business purchases, then all your purchases are there on your credit card. Or going through your bank statements, highlight what all your business purchases are. And the reason why you want to do this is because you want to collect all these receipts and you want to keep them in a box every single year and put all your receipts in there, your spreadsheets and everything, because the government can always come back and say, okay, I want to see what is actually going on with their business. So they might actually audit you. And if they audit you, they could be going back as far as, I believe, 7 years. So having these receipts and keeping them in a safe location, it could be up to 10 years. I don't know. Ask your accountant, okay? Make sure that you have all your tax information, including your receipts, your bank statements, your credit cards, that you're putting on these spreadsheets and that you're claiming these numbers, because you want to have that as a reference just in case the government says, I want to investigate this, okay? So be well prepared. The one thing that you never want to do is be not prepared in your business, okay? So going forward, I would definitely put a organization type of method in your business when it comes to your taxes, okay? And like I said, if anything that you're looking at in regards to your business, please put that all aside, keep all your receipts, and talk to your accountant of what exactly, okay, I am in this business 2016. I started it this year. What do I need to be, and be proactive? What do I need to keep aside for my taxes next year? And how much should I be saving as a portion of my taxes? Because we get gross, okay, commissions. That doesn't mean net, which means that it's part of your tax bracket. Talk to your accountant. If you already have a different income and a different career or business, these are things that you need to be talking to with your accountant. Okay, that is something you definitely need to be talking about, specifically before you going into the new tax year. Okay, so these are all tips that I would love to share with you, and I hope that you use and find it helpful. These are definitely things that I would ask you to go and talk to your accountant and really keep these things in perspective and ask him or her what you need to do for the specific tax year. Do not go to your sponsor and do not go to Younique. They are not responsible for your taxes, okay? Neither do they actually have to give you any advice in regards to this, okay? I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, and I don't want people writing me, asking me for specific tax information, because these are things that I've done in my business that I've talked to my accountant for, and some of the things that have helped me. However, if you're in a different country, that does not mean that it applies in your specific country. And I'm not specifically talking for the US or in Canada. I'm talking in general, and these are the things that you definitely need to ask in regards to moving forward with your business. Now, another thing I want to tell you, having a small business and having these write-offs and these receipts can actually help your income. Believe it or not. And you can look up articles on the internet of how small businesses and startups like this can really help your income in regards to what tax brackets and what you can actually write off. It can be actually very beneficial. And being a small business owner can be very beneficial in regards to your taxes. So look up these articles. You'll definitely find some things, and talk to your accountant about it, because many people think, oh, I'm making extra money and I've already got this job and it puts me in a different tax bracket. But when you actually look at the things that you're getting receipts for and you're actually working your business and you're actually investing in, these are things that you could be actually writing off and talking to your accountant for. So really talk to him about that. And another thing is how much you should be actually saving or taking away from your commissions. That is something I'm not even going to get into. This is something that you want to talk to your accountant about, because as we all know, the big man in the country is always going to want taxes. So talk to your accountant according to what income you already bring in. He will then advise you, okay, out of these commissions for this month, this is the amount you should be actually putting away. It could be 25%, 33%, 40%, whatever it is, okay? And so these are things that you should be either putting aside on your own, or your accountant can be helping you, advising you on that also, okay? So these are things that everyone just needs to keep in mind and look forward to for the next tax year. So I hope this was helpful. I love everyone. Thanks for all the hearts, everyone. Bye.